Hello everyone, it is Sue here. Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to work a little bit on the journal that I'm making following along with Carol from Wonky Stitching with Carol here on YouTube. Her link will be in my description box. There's a couple things I want to kind of talk about, and yeah. So I think the first thing that I will do though is, let me just move this fabric a little bit here and let me show you what I have so far, because so far this is all sewn. So this is the front cover, which you have seen before, and the back. That will get stitched together with this double page. Okay, so this is all stitched as well. I have, some different stitches going on. I have the French knots, I have cross stitching, cantha stitching. Yeah, a little bit of fun stitching there. So at some point, I will be sewing these together. And so my next page is here. So what I'm thinking, since these are going to be sewn together, well, I'm going to watch and see what Carol does, because I want to follow along with Carol on this. So I'm like basically taking her lead and kind of doing what she's doing. So is she going to put her pages in between? I would assume so. I don't know. Yeah, because then, so it would look like that. And then the page that we're going to work on today will actually go here, right? And then this would be the second half of the journal. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. So let me move that to the side. I do have some more of this linen cut and ready to go if I'm going to do more pages. This piece right here, you can tell, is not wide enough. It's shorter than the other pages, but I would just roll with it. I would be fine with having one page a little bit shorter. I would cut the length so that it's the same length, but yeah, I would be fine with that. Like, because I want to use this, right? It's already cut. I didn't cut this on purpose for this journal or anything. I happen to have it, and I'm like, well, I can, it's doable. But this is the page we're going to go ahead and work on today. But what I want to show you before we get into that is, so just a little bit about how I store my projects when I'm not working on them. So let's talk about that for a few minutes. So, and this is how I work, whether it was my Roxy journal stitching project, my December journal, my pouches, whatever I'm sewing, this is the process that I tend to follow. So I don't like things super messy. I mean, yeah, there is stuff everywhere in this room, but to me, that's not messy. It's just, I don't know where the stuff is so I can see it. I know what I'm working on, right? And that's closest to me and I can grab it and that kind of thing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like having project stuff just everywhere, and then it gets confused with other project stuff, and then you don't know what you have and blah, blah, blah. That I don't like. So after my last video, so which would have been last Tuesday, so I have, this is going to be my third video for this particular journal. And so what I did was I actually ended up finding these pieces a little bit later on after I did this. But what I do is, well, first of all, I'll go and I'll put, you know, any of my laces, doilies, buttons, maybe not in a bowl, but I'll put it all together, right? If there's a piece of, I don't know, of trim that I know I want to use, I might leave that out on my mat. Let me get a cough drop in my mouth. So, and let's talk about that real quick. So these mats are really, I think that they're really for, and I could be wrong, that they're really for ironing, which I could be wrong. I mean, maybe they really are for stitching. I don't know, but they're wool mats. I guess you can use them for whatever you want to use them for. I have 3 of them. I could probably use one more, but for the most part, this project will stay on this mat, right? Unless I need it for something else. It's just going to stay here. And I literally pick up the mat and I move it to another area and bring another project over onto where I record to work on it, right? So that's how I move things around, is on these mats. So like if I knew I was going to use this doily, like I might leave that on the mat because I want to remember. I want to remember to use it, right? But otherwise, I tend to put things together, and I like to use, you know, bowls or box lids or bins or whatever to hold the stuff together in one spot. But then what I also do is I organize the fabric in some way, shape, or form. So sometimes it might be by color, sometimes it's more by product, like doilies and lace go in here, fabric goes here, right? That so or it could be, okay, all of my browns are going to go in this pile no matter what size they are, or sometimes it's all about size. Maybe I'll take all the sizes, like the smaller fabrics, and have that together. So it just depends, you know, on what I'm working on. But what I did was I took, after the last video, everything that I had. So I had all this stuff kind of hanging everywhere. And I have all the little pieces, the smaller pieces, no matter what color, on top. So they're all together. Then I go down to the next size, right? So I have a little bit bigger, right? And I have, like, I really wanted to use that on here, and I really liked all this together. So I don't know. So this is together, and I think I'm going to leave that out here. I have this trim that I would love to use. So I have the trim, and then I have bigger pieces, right? I have bigger pieces here. Some of it I've used already, some I have not. And then this is kind of like extra stuff. So these are the longer strips in all different color, beige and brown. So I have those together. I have the darker here. So what I'll probably do is just kind of put these few with this. And then the bigger pieces, and then like the more yellow pieces, right? The deep yellows. So it is organized. When I'm done with this video, it will not be organized. But I will organize it. So like I shut off the video, right? I'm done recording. And sometimes I leave the room. And sometimes it's hours later, but it's almost always the same day. Pretty much always the same day. And sometimes it happens as soon as I turn the camera off, where I will take the stuff I have all around me, because I just worked on a project, and I will organize it. I will pick up my mat, I will put it on another desk, and I will take my next project. So like when I'm done with this video right now that I'm recording and I clean up, then I know my next video is for my December journal. And that's on a mat. Well, I can show you. That's on a mat over on my other desk. So I have my stuff for my December journal here on another mat. So all I have to do is pick it up, bring it over here onto this table, and work on it. So that's my process that I do over and over again. And it works for me. Again, because I just, yeah, even though it's not going to stay like this right now, that's okay. That's okay. It's all good. It's all good. All right, so I'm just going to kind of move these fabrics a little bit. Let's go ahead. That's not the one. This is the one. Let's go ahead and grab this. And so I have around me the things that I know I want to use. And of course, it's not all going to get on here. And I know that you've all seen me do the composition of pages. But I mean, I love it. And I hope and I think that you do as well. Well, because you watch my videos. And it's just very satisfying to sit and piece things together. So the first thing I know I want to do is I have this little piece of the dress that's my daughter's that's on every single page. So this is the one consistent thing. I mean, there's other stuff too, but this is like the one thing that I wanted to make sure was on every page. So I also do have, as far as stamped goes, I have this from Share My Art here on YouTube. She sent this to me, and I might want to get that on a page, but I'm thinking I probably want to get one of these Dina Wakley. I don't think I can tear this. Yeah. One of these Dina Wakley stamps of obviously a girl or a woman. And I'm not sure where, but I'm thinking maybe that one. I'll put the other one in that little bowl. So now I know I had these out. So I think what I'll do is, let's see. So it's like a puzzle. If you think of it that way, it's very much like a puzzle. And you're putting the pieces together in a way that makes you happy, right? So I do want to make sure that I have some brown, some yellow, and some, more neutral on every page as well. So I'm going to go ahead. I mean, this is how easy this can be. Yeah, and you just keep moving stuff around until you're satisfied. Now, I don't have any yellow over here yet, so let's go ahead and let's look at this. Now, this isn't truly yellow, but it does have, that, well, I'm going to call it gold yellow, because that's really what it is. Like the yellow, the color of the yellow comes from the center of the flowers. In fact, all of the colors come from this dress. So I have it right here. Let me pull it out real quick. So, yep. So you have the brown, the beiges, and the deep yellow. So that's where I got my colorway from. All right, so let's see. I have these. I haven't used, I don't know, have I used? I don't even remember at this point what I used, but I have this houndstooth. So I think I'm just going to tear that. See, and this is where the mess comes. See this? I'm going to throw it. It is now creating a pile of fabric just thrown. Yeah, that's why I have to clean up after every single video. All right. Maybe I'll go like that. And all right, let me get some of this yellow. I want to make sure I get some of that in. This is a really great color, and this I have been using. So maybe I'll put this across the top. So let's tear this. And I'm trying to leave enough overlapping so it's not hard to sew everything down. So if that's there, that can go there. All right, I like that. I do want to add something yellow on this side. So I'm just going to put that there, because that's not going to stay there, but I'm just going to put that there. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to bring back the piece that I just cut from that as well. I'll get rid, oh, well, maybe this piece will work. Well, I'm going to put all that right there. So that's a maybe. All right. Now, as far as more brown, I'm really loving the checks. I have this absolutely gorgeous piece. You know what? Let's use this. So, in something like this, you also have to remember that this is going to be folded, right? Because this is really like a 2-page spread. So you just want to make sure that the center is going to fold one way or the other okay without any issues. So that's what I'm thinking about right now. I like that. I like that. And that will fold, it will fold right about there. So that will fold properly. Okay. I keep moving this little stamped image, which is okay. So let's see what else I have here. Maybe something, a different shade of brown like this would be pretty. All right, I'm thinking like that. So let's go ahead and do that. Tear, throw. Tear and throw. That's it. Okay, I have a little spot down there, which will be fine. And so the reason why I moved this here is because I want to get rid of those sharp corners. So I keep moving that around, but that's okay. So this long piece, as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking maybe down there. And then I have one more little area with that. Okay, so I just want to get a little bit of yellow over here. So I have both of these on here. This one especially, well, both are going to put a little bit of yellow onto this page, but not a lot. So I think I'm going to take this, but it's too big. I just want a little pop of this. Okay, and I'm thinking it can go right there. I like it. Now that this is composed the way I like it, I can add to it. So I really want to get some of this beautiful, beautiful cotton trim on here. I think I used it on another page. I think I used it on the page that we just did. Did I? Yes, all right, I did use it, so maybe I won't use that again. I'm going to remove this. I'm not going to put it back in this, in the piles of my fabrics for this, because I've already used some of it. And this is all I have of it, and it's cotton and it's beautiful and I love it. But I can use that on another project. So let's go here. let's go to this little bin. Okay. All right, sorry about that. So let's see. So I do have this I've been eyeing. But I would have to put something. Well, let's see. I would have to put something in the middle. Well, now that look at that. And I would have the two stamps on here. I like it, but then it's hiding this. So can I put this more like this? So more of it shows, as long as it doesn't get too close to the center of my page. And that can probably come over a little bit. Oh, I like it. You know what? This sticks to my fingers. You know how you get dry hands? This sticks 100% to my fingers. I'm going to go up a little bit with that. And that's there. And if I put that there, oh, I like that because then this one's lower, this one's higher. I like it. All right, is there anything else? We can add more lace. Okay, so like one of my theories is this. If you feel like you have enough on something, add something else. I'm telling you, that's how I used to do my project life years ago, which is scrapbooking if you don't know. But it's all about scrapbooking in little pockets, right? 4x6 pockets, 3x4 pockets, that kind of thing. And my theory on the way to do that was, well, when you think you're done, add another piece, add something different, because it's almost like you can always add something. So that's just kind of the way I think. And apparently I still think that way, even with this. That's a possibility. I don't know that I love it. I think it might be the wrong size. This would be gorgeous on here. I think this is the last I have of this. Maybe not. But I could put even like a big piece on there and still have that. So the middle is right here. So this is going to be right on the middle. And I don't really want that. I'm going to move that over. Even though I'm going to be hiding some of it, I'll try to move this over. Like that. You know what? I'm going for it. Let's do it. Okay. So I'm not going to be sewing in this video, otherwise it would be too long. Because I wanted this video to be more about my process and how I do things. Because I think it helps. I mean, I know there's a few new stitchers that watch my channel. And, did you ever run across a situation for yourself where you know something and you just assume that other people know it, right? Like at work, like I like to train people on different systems and stuff like that. And you can't assume that everybody knows what you're talking about. You have to kind of sometimes take a step back and take a moment and explain what it is you're talking about so that everybody can understand. Now, what that does is the people that know what you're talking about might get a little bored, but you know what? I think in this case of our crafty community, I don't think that happens much at all, honestly. But in work it would, for sure. Okay. But, I mean, it's important. Like I said, it's important to include everyone. All right, so I like that. And what I'll do is I will come through here and I will baste this all down with thread, and then I will stitch everything down. And I'll use different stitches. Like I saw CC Davis. I was watching one of her videos and she was doing a whip stitch, which I mean, I've seen other people use. I mean, I know the whip stitch. I learned it in 2021, but I don't ever use it. And I'm like, I said to her in the video, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to try to do that, you know, well, as soon as possible on something that I'm working on, whatever that may be. So yeah, so you know, I'll try to remember to include a link to her video where she was doing the whip stitch. She explained it beautifully and showed it beautifully. But I do want to try to do the whip stitch. Not try. I mean, I'm gonna do it. It's just I have to remember. All right. So that is my composition for one I'm going to call my last page, but I don't know. I'll see where Carol goes with the whole thing. But like I said, this is going to end up folding either that way or this way. And you can see, I'll have to make sure I sew this down really well or move it over even a little bit more one way or the other. Yep. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. I like it. All right, so let me know if you have any questions. Go check out Carol and her videos for her stitching videos. And yeah, so that's going to be it for today. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will get back to you. Now I'm going to think about, I'm going to turn my camera off, and I'm going to think about, I didn't make too much of a mess today, so I might be able to clean this up like really, really, really quickly. So that's what I'm going to go do. And then I will work on this, stitching this during the week. All right. I'm sure I'll probably see you next Tuesday with this project. Okay. God bless. Bye-bye.